Hi everyone, my name is Desiree and this is William here today, and we work for the Malahat First Nation. We are here to present how Malahat Nation has been using the EMSA program since joining in 2020 and all of the things that we are starting to ramp up with EMSA.
For EMSA, this provides a place for Malahat to share, store, view, and present data. With this, Malahat has used it to monitor events occurring in traditional territory and understand marine safety in a new light.
One way that Malahat Nation can collect and store data in the EMSA app is in the field. So we have a picture above of the app that we're working on with Fujitsu, an EMSA third-party developer who is actually actively creating and improving EMSA for us. And what they can do is create forms in EMSA to suit whichever data we need. So this allows EMSA to be leveraged by other initiatives in the Malahat Environment Department, like the Salish Sea Initiative, for example, or DFO buoy surveys that Malahat is involved in. And that's actually what we have a picture up top of, taking a photo of a buoy for the DFO buoy surveys and then integrating it into EMSA through the field app. So the benefits to this is that people in the field can visualize data spatially, which is an advantage over just having a pen and paper. You can't really look at where you've surveyed before or historical data. But within EMSA, you can look back and see where you've surveyed and what you found there.
With the aforementioned data collection, EMSA allows for a place for Malahat to share, store, collaborate, and analyze and make informed decisions in the Malahat territory. This allows the EMSA to be used as a collaboration tool with both Transport Canada and other parties using EMSA. On the left-hand side, you can see the heat map of the Pride of Malahat vessel traveling in the Saanich Inlet. With this, field staff can better understand where they're moving around in the Saanich Inlet, as well as make informed decisions on where they need to spend their time and understand where data acquisition is occurring. On the right-hand side, you can see crab and prawn trap data collected with DFO. With this, Malahat staff members are better able to understand where their efforts need to be focused for different species in the Malahat territory.
Malahat Nation is also using EMSA to store a variety of historical data on top of all of the new data that we're collecting. So this could be culturally important marine species, habitats, and sites within Malahat territory. So we have an example here on the left of some of the pictures from baseline data sets that were generated during environmental assessments by consultants like the Steelhead LNG project, for example. Another data set that Malahat has stored in EMSA was from collaboration with the Western Canada Marine Response Corporation to determine the most important areas to protect in case of an oil spill. And this really highlights how EMSA is compatible with all sorts of data. And luckily, in our experience, we've had the EMSA team help support our needs throughout this process and made all of these types of data fit into EMSA.
With the EMSA program Malahat, we've also been able to develop a drone program that is aiding in the collection of imagery in the Malahat territory and coastline. This has had the ability to easily build upon already collected data sets in EMSA and that Malahat has access to. We are currently using it as a platform to better understand surveys for year-to-year collection of imagery and create high-quality 3D models of Malahat territories and features. This has allowed us to make informed decisions on mitigations for coastal erosion and understanding the changes for the past, present, and future. With this, the current data that we are collecting in Malahat territory is shoreline imagery, cultural sites and monitoring these sites, oil spill response with thermal infrared, vessel tracking, eelgrass and kelpgrass forest mapping, marine mammal counts with thermal infrared camera, as well as erosional mapping and 3D models. On the above slide, you can see with site planning, we are able to actively understand and build upon surveys that have happened in the past in Malahat territory, as well as easily reproduce surveys year after year. With this, we are able to collect imagery, from the drones and build a 3D model, as you're seeing in the slide. And with this model, we can better understand coastal erosion and the features that we need to monitor to mitigate this coastal erosion, as well as our drone currently has thermal infrared capabilities. This allows us to have enhanced mammal counts of the Malahat territory, as well as understand the full extent of oil spills, as you can see in the slide. With this, we can use our developed incident command center to better understand and mitigate oil spills in the Saanij Inlet.
Another thing we're working on right now is community awareness with the EMSA program. So we're getting an interactive display up in the cultural center so that Malahat members can have access to EMSA and all of the maps of important cultural sites, marine safety, boating conditions, environmentally sensitive habitats, and also protected areas, so that everyone in the community has access to this resource. Another method of using EMSA with the community right now is through our new Wi-Fi hub on the Pride of Malahat boat. So when members are out on the boat, they can look at things like weather, cultural sites, real-time environmental observations like vessel traffic, when they're out on the water, so in situ. So for example, if they're fishing, they can document what they've caught with pictures, where they have caught it, and add any notes they like. Or they can also organize trips this way, like Dwayne does, the boat captain, and he can plan around the projected weather and choose maybe a more sheltered area for taking people out on the boat, and you want it to be calm weather. One of the nice things about EMSA is data security. So if anyone in the community makes an observation, either from the boat or from the community center, they know that it's safe because we keep it in what we call the Malahat space, so it's not shared with different people. There are also other areas of EMSA to collaborate and store data with other organizations, and we'll go over that in the demo a little later. But yeah, that would only be data that everyone is comfortable sharing. So in this final slide, we have an example of using the AIS data in EMSA to track vessel activity in the Malahat Marine Territory. So this is what we call a rolling subfleet. A rolling subfleet is essentially just a subset of different vessels with AIS in the area, and you can denote exactly what area you're talking about, and it will just monitor those vessels in that area over time. So we can see speeding. Vessels are speeding, they're highlighted in red, or if they're actively moving, they're green. The stopped ones are blue, and then the gray ones are inactive. We can also see whether they are in an ongoing trip or whether they've completed their trip by the different colors of lines. Another thing you can do in here is create what's called a geofence, so you can tell if a vessel goes in or out of a certain area within your map, and then generate reports based on that, which William will go over in the demo. And then finally, we can create heat maps to look at areas of high density vessel traffic, and we can see over time where the vessels are traveling the most. So as the program develops, we're hoping to use some of this AIS data in conjunction with erosion data generated from the drone program, and also hydrophone data generated from the Quiet Vessel Initiative. If we get that funding, we'll see. And then habitat mapping from programs like SSI to understand what types of changes happen in Malahat territory and how vessel traffic contributes to changes in erosion, underwater noise, and sensitive habitat features. So this highlights the overall superpower of EMSA to bring all of these data sets together, current, historical, and things that we're actually actively collecting, and then look for correlations spatially between these data sets that would otherwise be separate. So now I'm going to pass it over to Will, and he's going to take us through the EMSA demo.